Okay, here we go. Welcome to the pilot episode of the Random Richards podcast. I am one of the Richards who's not named Richard. Um, it's going to get smoother than this, I promise. This is just us getting our feet wet and us getting used to this format. My name is Raphael, but I go by the name better known as Ralphie. Rafi, Raf, whatever the hell you want to call me, I don't give a shit. Um, and my co-host,
This is Rabo, and I'm joining you from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
yeah, so we kind of have like a city country thing going on. Um, Me being in the city, of course, because I'm over here in Massachusetts near the Boston area. So we'll have kind of different perspectives, hopefully, on things. The podcast is just about whatever the hell is going on, whatever the hell pops up in our brains, and hopefully, we come up with some good stuff for you. So let's just jump into it. Our first topic, it happened when I was just watching TV because what else the hell is there to do these days but watch fucking shows and movies and cartoons and whatever the hell else you can get your hands on. Um, so I'm watching these commercials that come on between shows, and I'm sure you've noticed this lack of creativity. The It seems like everybody's go-to these days is let's find an old hit song and let's either use it or let's do some type of parody of it and let's create the commercial based on that. when when did we lose our creativity? When did we just go down this hole where we have no ideas? We're out of ideas. It's I mean they're making jingles for fucking pharmaceutical products, and they're trying to rhyme the pharmaceutical product with these songs, and and even like they're reusing old movies. I'm watching a fucking Domino's commercial, and the guy's doing risky business. He's doing risky business, and who's delivering him the pizza? You know,
Booger.
Booger, Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. For those that remember Revenge of the Nerds, poor Booger, who deserves better than to be a delivery driver in a fucking Domino's commercial. Remember Booger? We've got Bush. That guy. That guy deserves better than to be the asshole handing this putz in the Domino's commercial a fucking pizza. And then he's like, oh, big plans tonight, huh? And the guy's like, yeah, you bet your ass. So I instantly turned to my significant other and I said, you know he's going to fuck that pizza, right? Like, he's by himself dancing around in his underwear, and he's got this look like, ooh, pizza, yeah. Like, he's fucking that pizza. I'm sorry. But it just goes to, it speaks to the lack of creativity in all these commercials. And I don't know if you've noticed anything, Rob, but it's I'm getting tired of it. I mean, and then when you switch the channel, there's another one on another fucking station, and it's like they know you're switching channels at a certain time, so they put all the goddamn commercials at the same fucking time on every fucking channel. You can't get away from it. There's nothing you can do.
Well, and but that's in all like media outlets. I mean, you look at like movies, like name an original movie that's come out. Even the fucking Disney movies. Oh, we're not going to create any new Disney movies. We're just going to do live versions of Disney movies.
Yeah,
Like, how fucking lazy are you?
that's true. That you got a point there. I mean, But it's so much easier to do it with like animation and stuff like that. But I mean, if you're talking just movies in general, like Ghostbusters, um, let's do Ghostbusters again. Only we're gonna make them women. Wow, everybody! I can't wait. I'm dropping everything to see Ghostbusters because they cast them as women. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Listen, I love women characters. I big fan of Black Widow in the Avengers. Big fan of Wonder Woman was awesome. Women can carry their own films. You don't have to
Yeah, Captain Marvel was dope.
Yeah, well, it was okay. You
I thought it was good.
you can remake or you can make films with women having prominent roles without having to shoehorn them in just to say, well, let's do an all women cast. Like, what is the point of that? It's almost hypocritical. Like, let's do an all black cast. Let's do an all Puerto Rican cast. Like, why? Why? There's diversity in the world. There's men, there's women, there's all different races and colors and all. Like, put in whoever's good. Who gives a fuck?
Well, and the Ghostbusters thing, they've even gone as far as so they recast it with women on the new updated version, but then now the new movie that's coming out, like they're like, oh well, the woman thing worked. All right, now we're gonna do it with teenagers. So so they just like recycle that same idea and use it in multiple formats. Like, oh, the next one.
I didn't know this. You're telling me the next Ghostbusters is going to be done with teenagers?
Yeah, they find they find the Ghostbusters like car in a garage, and it's a bunch of fucking teenagers.
All right, I don't need the whole trailer. See that the thought of that just made me just have to have a drink. But yeah, there's just a lack of creativity. It sucks. You know, we're better than that. Get to work, you fucking writers. Stop being lazy fucks. I don't care what you have to do. Go on some fucking some trip, clear your mind, reset your brains, and come out with some good shit. Like they're coming out with a new they're coming out with a new Matrix movie. The first Matrix was very creative. And I don't want to turn this into a movie podcast because that's not what we're trying to do. But it made you think. You know, it was different. It like come out with something like that. Come out with a new Terminator. Like let's not just.
But even
recycle.
the Terminator. What did they do with the Terminator? They brought in the chick to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger's character.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the original one. I'm just saying the original one was, you know, good. And again, I don't want to make this into a movie podcast, but getting back to the creativity thing and the whole, you know, shoehorning things in and stuff like that, you know, with the commercials. I saw this other commercial, and it was a Life commercial, okay? And I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe others have seen it. It's the Life, the cereal, and the father's like, hey, Mikey likes it or some shit like that. Only Mikey is now a girl. Why? I understand that the old commercials. I get it. His name was Mikey. If you want to try it, I have no problem with you making it a girl. If you want it to be a girl, fine. But why does she have to be named Mikey? It makes no fucking sense. Why? And I guarantee you, there's little girls out there named Mikey. I guarantee you that's not like a unique thing. And it leads me to the point of what happened to just good old girl names? Why can't you just name your kid Susan? Why can't you just name her Dorothy? Why can't you just use normal fucking names? There's so many good girl names. Why do we have to start confusing people and naming them Charlie and like dude names? Like, well, what is the point of that?
Yeah, it's, I guess everyone's so afraid that their kid's not going to identify as the gender they're born as, so they give them an out. Like,
You really,
what?
you really think that's the reason though, or are they just trying to be um, cooler than everyone else?
I don't know, man. Like, that's one of those things where it's like, why would, like, why does a certain name speak to you? Like, what is your motivation behind that? Like, oh, I'm gonna be trendy. You know,
Well, yeah,
we both know
that's my
I
point.
mean, we both know, like, we have a cousin. We have a cousin who I can't pronounce half her kid's name. Like,
Well, I mean, but that's my point. Like they're trying to be trendy. They're trying to be ahead of the curve. Like when folks were naming their kids Alizé and shit like that. Like it's like I bet you there's a million Beyonces out there now. Like, but at least Alizé and Beyonce are kind of girly type names. Like
yeah.
like what are we gonna start calling our daughters fucking Butch? Like is
Hey,
that
Butch.
is that next? I don't get it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, with this whole quarantine thing, we should see a new wave of kids coming out with incredibly fucked up names,
Like what?
like Quarantina. Hey, but at least that's gender specific, like Quarantina.
Well, because well, no, because if it's a boy, yeah, true, it could be Quarantino.
Yeah,
You know, if it's a boy, so you have both. You have a Covida or Covito.
yeah.
So I don't know. You have anything else on that? Because it's just I don't know where it's going. I don't know where it's going to end. I don't know if we're going to have little girls walking around being called Bruno. I don't know. But please, give your kid a nice girl name. Call her fucking Daisy. Call her, I don't know. Go old school. Go old school. Call her Blanche. I don't give a fuck. But make it a girl's name. Jesus Christ. Um, so this is something you wanted to talk about a little bit. Talk to me about this ASMR stuff.
Yeah, so like, because I've had so much time, I've been just trolling friggin' YouTube and Facebook videos, and like the other day I was talking to my daughter and she was watching this like ASMR shit. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
So
And basically, huh?
kids do this stuff?
Yeah. So like there's these whole streams, there's these channels that have millions and millions of views. And I'll tell you the definition because I actually looked up, what does ASMR mean? And ASMR stands for autonomous. Hold on, I gotta bring it up. Autonomous. What the fuck? Just said the definition. Autonomous sensory meridian response.
We're not losing anybody right now. Just take your time. No, go ahead. Do it again. I'm sorry, I stepped on it.
All right. So, autonomous sensory meridian response, and basically, what that is a feeling of well-being combined with a tingling sensation in the the scalp and down the back of the neck.
Okay,
So,
time out. Before you continue. So there's this fucking thing that they sell that you put on your head and it has all these little probes, and when you move it up and down, it gives you chills like a motherfucker like that. So I don't think I need somebody now if I'm correct about this is people like eating fruit or um I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really researched it, so you tell me.
so it's everything. It's like there's an ASMR video and it's like Asian food, and they're eating like egg rolls, and they have this like high quality microphone, and there's no talking. is just some chick or some dude crunching into an egg roll.
So this leads to back what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about creativity, because somebody actually, I don't know if you remember it, they had I think it was a Michelob. Was it Michelob? I don't know, whatever. It was a beer, and it was almost ASMR-y. It was just like she was like whispering, and she was like cracking the beer, and and you could hear her like that. So kudos to that team. They're being creative. But continue, please. So it's like them eating different types of food. Do they do anything else?
No, so it's like it's just these different types of food, or them like crunching down on different things, and millions of kids and adults like watch these videos.
All right. Time out again. So is this like, all right, see if you can notice the difference between me crunching down on a Dorito versus a Ruffles potato chip, and then they crunch down on each one. Is it something like that?
No, so basically, like it's a spread of food in front of them,
Okay,
and they'll just
so
like
my way's better because at least it's a
yeah,
fucking game, and you have to figure out which crisp or crunch is the Dorito and which crisp or crunch is the Ruffles.
yeah, because all these videos are people picking up food items and that's what you hear. These videos are 7 to 10 minutes long of people just eating food.
Another question: is this a way of them getting off, like sexually?
I mean, so from what I understand, like this is a fetish for some people.
Ah, so this leads me to this. This thought occurred to me today. Let's say some guy is getting off to that, and his main go-to is, you know how you in your porn directory you have a go-to, like if you like big asses or big titties or whatever, you go to that category and you do a search there. Let's say this guy's go-to is like apples. He loves listening to people eat apples, and he jerks off to people eating apples. What if he's at work and he's in like the break room or something, and somebody starts mowing down on an apple? Does he start to like get a chubby right there and maybe have to, take a quick exit and go to the bathroom for a few? I mean, you would think, right?
He's rubbing one out because he's rubbing Granny Smith.
I'm saying, like,
So,
what do you got?
so what you said had me wondering. So I'm looking up now to see if Pornhub actually has an ASMR, and they do.
Okay,
Pornhub has an ASMR porn category.
of course they do. They have that shit for everything. Did I lose you? Yep, we lost him. Oh, he's back. Let me unmute him. That's what's gonna happen sometimes. Sorry, we don't have professional studios and shit like that. It's life. Deal with it. Anyways, he's back. So yeah, porn.
Ah, ah! I don't want to look that up anymore.
He's watching Pornhub. He's watching ASMR Pornhub videos right now. He's about to start jerking off. So if you don't want to see that, turn it off now. Nobody wants to see that. Sorry. Anyways, getting back to the subject. So I've never listened to it, but if that's your thing, doesn't hurt anybody. You want to listen to motherfuckers eat M&Ms, go for it. I'll even give you some examples. Try some Nestle's Crunch Bars. Try some Pop Rocks. That might be interesting. If they hold their mouth open and you can hear all the little Pop Rocks just, might get you off. Go for it. I don't know. You got anything else to add about the ASO? I know it's an old thing and it's been out for a while, but it's still an interesting topic to me because it's like it's something I don't get, but I'm not hating if that's what you want to do. Fucking spackle the ceiling, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just imagine these dudes rubbing it out to like Snack Crapple Pop, the cereal.
Yeah, you got to figure Rice Krispies is definitely a go-to. It has to be. Definitely. you know, or like pouring a soda and hearing the little bubbles, the fizz, yeah, all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure it gets pretty out there when dudes are slurping noodles up and I don't know, sucking down watermelon and who knows whatever else they're doing. Um,
Yeah, I mean, but like part of those videos is like the shit that you cringe, like nails on chalkboard, like those noises that you don't want to hear.
they have those too.
Yeah,
Why?
I guess it's the response, the body's response to them.
So if I want to look up an ASMR video of styrofoam rubbing up against styrofoam, which makes me cringe, it makes my balls like jump inside of my body. That's how much I cringe. I can find that.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I don't look for it. Moving on. So I'm driving with my son, and I look over, and there's this old dude who gives zero fucks, gives less than zero fucks about how he looks. He's walking to the store. I'm assuming, or just taking a walk. This fucking guy is walking with some Minion pajama pants. He's got a fanny pack, slippers, and one of those T-shirts that have like printed like faces on it, like that says like best friends, and it's like two people or some shit like that. But he wasn't one of the best friends. It was like two other people. I don't know who they were, but he's just. And I'm assuming it was right near the Walgreens. So I'm assuming he's going to Walgreens, and it's not the first time that I've seen this. It's commonplace if you go to places like Walmart. Um, you see it sometimes in the grocery store. When did everybody just give up? Because it's not an old person thing. That guy just gave up because he's either just too old to give a fuck or he's a lazy bastard. But I see young folks walking around with some fucking house slippers, some dirty, raggedy ass house slippers, their pajama bottoms, and their hair all fucking fucked up or in some type of bun or fucked up bun or shit. I've even seen chicks in fucking shower caps and things like that, or their hair's all curled. Like, when did we give up as a society? When did we stop? Because it's one thing to like, oh shit, I'm out of milk or cream and I need it for my coffee. Let me run across the street to the convenience store and grab some real quick. That to me is the only acceptable explanation for that. If you can't bother yourself to put a proper pair of pants and shoes to go to, I'm not saying get all gussied up. I'm not saying put the fucking rouge on and the lipstick and the fake eyelash.
The wings.
Yeah, I'm not saying to do all of that shit just to go to the fucking store, but god damn it, show some self-respect and at least be presentable. And you're seeing this with young little girls. Like, it drives me crazy. I just want to shake them and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Show some fucking pride."
So I can tell you that like one of the things with my daughter, like taking her to the bus stop in the morning, and like I'm like, all right, you ready to go? And she comes out in a pair of slides and sweatpants and a white tee, and her hair's up in a messy bun. And I'm like, are you gonna get dressed? And she's like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, what do you mean you're ready to go? Like I spent all this money on clothes for you for school. But she's like, Dad, we don't dress like that. What the fuck you mean you don't dress like that? So you don't dress nice to go to school? Like, and I guess it's this whole like anti-peer mentality,
No,
you know.
you're 100% on that because like I was telling my son back in the day, we took pride in trying to be fresh to death when we went to school. Like, we made sure we had creases. We made sure our shit was straight from fucking top to bottom. You know, you were scrubbing your kicks, the bottom of your kicks with the toothbrush right before you had to leave. Like you wanted to be the flyest motherfucker out there with all the cologne on and everything. So I don't.
And God forbid a motherfucker step on your kicks.
And, and, and this leads me to something else too. These fucking body sprays. Like what the fuck is this? Since when? And I know I'm going off topic here, but when did it become soap not become enough? A bar of soap. When did that become not enough that you have to get all these body washes and then you need the fucking body spray? Like I'm sorry, but your body doesn't get that stinky. It only gets that stinky in a few places. So what? Why do you need all that spray? That's why they made cologne. I remember back in the day getting some fucking Adidas cologne, and I thought it was the shit. Like, yeah, check out my fucking, you know, motherfuckers were rocking Jacquard Noir and thought they were the shit back then.
But Pierre Cardin.
Polo, the original Polo, which smells like ass, but dudes rocked it, and it was like, oh, Polo, yeah, big fucking whoop. But it's so different now. They market these body sprays, and it's like, do kids even wear cologne anymore? Is that something that's gone? Because I always have cologne. I always have, my shit smells good. I'm always gonna smell good. Walls are powdered, and the rest of me smells like cologne.
Nope.
I don't know.
I think
my bad. I went sideways. Sorry.
But I think like even with the kids nowadays, with the what's the shit, the essence or the herbal fucking essence things, they rub these like fragrances on their skin. So it's like, you know, it's almost like patchouli or whatever.
But if they're girls, who cares? That shows that they're trying. You know, it's like I'm just talking about the dudes with the body sprays and all of that stuff. That used to be just for chicks. That used to be like, we didn't fuck with that. Nobody got time for that bullshit. All right, so let's move on to what everybody's talking about and what we can't get away from as hard as we try. Let's talk a little bit about this virus that is kicking us all straight in our dicks and laughing at us. You want to start on anything in particular? And I'm not. I don't need news updates. We don't need to talk about how many people are dead now and stuff like that. Everybody knows how serious this shit is. Let's kind of well, I take that back. I take it back. Not everybody knows how serious this is. I'll kick it off. Let's talk about these assholes in Michigan. Michigan, last I checked, had like the third most deaths due to this virus in the United States. And these jerk-offs are out there protesting about the stay-at-home. They want their governor to open the state up, even though they have less cases than some other states, but more deaths. And these fucking geniuses are out there without masks, protesting like they don't have a care in the world. And some reporter starts talking to one of these assholes, and guess what he has on his face? A fucking mask. So apparently he is a little bit worried about it, but you know, he wants it to be open. He doesn't care. It's worth it. Did you see this shit?
Yeah, I saw the thing about the protesters like being out there and the guy with the mask on.
Yeah, the fuck. How hypocritical is that? Like, oh, I'm kind of worried, but you know, we should still open. Like, you guys have the third most deaths in this country. People are dying. People that people care about. Like, I don't get where your head is at. But I don't know what the hell to say to these assholes. You know what I'll say to you assholes? Get a fucking clue, okay? Nobody wants to be at home. Everybody wants to go back to work. Nobody wants the economy to go to shit. But it's something we all have to deal with. nobody gets to make their own rules. It doesn't work that way. If we start letting you assholes out and then you start catching it and spreading it around, then you're going to be worse off. Then it's going to make everything longer, and it's going to slow this whole process down. So get a clue. Get a clue, you fucking morons. You're not hurting that bad. And that leads me to another thing. These assholes that, oh my God, I have to stay at home again. I have to stay at home another week. I have to stay at home another day. Fuck you too. Like, you're not in a coal mine. You're not out in the Amazon jungle. You're at home. You're at home where you have tons of entertainment at your fingertips. And you're gonna like almost have a nervous breakdown because you gotta be at home? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Oh, the worst is the celebrities. The celebrities were complaining about like being home, or telling people like stay at home. It's not that bad. Of course, you live in these huge mansions.
Yep. Huge mansions. Fucking, they have tennis courts in their backyards, full court basketball courts, bowling alleys. The really rich ones have like their own movie studios and all of that shit. They get the releases straight from the studios. Don't lecture me, you fuck. Okay? Go spend some money on some masks or something. Go do something that's gonna help. Go make sure the people in your community, the old folks and stuff, have the food that they need. Don't lecture me on the goddamn on the screen. I don't need that. Fuck you. Fuck you, celebrities. Take your fucking comments and go hide. Nobody gives a fuck what you guys have to say. I don't know. I'm just. I guess this COVID shit is just, it's wearing everybody out. But it like these people that just can't cope, and nobody's saying you can't take a walk. Go outside, get some fresh air, take a walk. It's okay. It's okay. They're not going to arrest you. You're good. Nobody's going to look at you funny. Just stay away from other people. Is that so fucking hard to do? That you have this anxiety? Oh my God. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Go this. You know what? Take a walk. Go back home. Listen to some ASMR. Jerk off 1 or 2 times. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I promise you. I promise you'll be fine. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, one of my biggest issues with the COVID thing, and I've noticed a lot of this like on social media, is people that were considered essential. Now, mind you, like there's a lot of people that fall into this essential category. You know, I know, for example, there was a girl.
Liquor stores essential.
I know this girl posted the other day. She was complaining about the fact that she's essential and has to work, and she's not getting any hazard pay. But people are on unemployment, sitting at home and getting an extra $600 a week. And I'm like, whoa! Like, first of all, like, how essential are you really? Like, yeah, it's cool you're working and you're feeding these. This girl's a lunch lady. So I'm like, okay, you're making lunches.
The schools are.
Yeah, but a lot of the school districts here are staying open and making lunches for the kids.
Okay, that's admirable.
So all right, cool. You're making lunches for the kids. How much contact do you really have with like the public?
No,
first of all.
All right, I understand your point. I understand what you're saying, but I can also understand the point of, fuck, I'm out here working for my money while others are sitting on their asses and they're getting kicked in extra. They're not just getting what they make, they're getting kicked in a little bit extra too. So I can see her being a little salty about that.
But on the same token, like a lot of us, like I know myself, like I didn't choose to be on unemployment. I would much rather be working my ass off.
Yes, I understand that. I agree with you. But I can understand somebody being like, I'm just getting my pay. I'm not getting an extra $600. And I'm working. And you're getting an extra $600 to listen to ASMR and jerk off. That's not fair. I mean, am I wrong?
But but Congress is working on like the Heroes Act, which if that passes, they're talking about giving these people that are working an additional $13 an hour as
Okay.
essential employees.
Okay, I got no problem.
So yeah, so but my whole argument with this, like, why don't you worry about your own inventory? You know, before you look over your neighbor's fence and bitch about what your neighbor's getting or where they're at, then be happy that they're getting by, they're getting through this. I'm
Yeah,
sure they didn't choose to be home.
I can agree with that a bit. And that actually leads me to what like to these shout outs that they're giving to all of the doctors and nurses and frontline hospital workers and firemen and police and all of that stuff. Now, don't take this the wrong way. I totally support and totally appreciate everything that all those people are doing. Okay. I agree with it 100% that they deserve credit for working through this. However, this is what they signed up for. Okay. When you get into those types of jobs and you say the Hippocratic Oath, you know you're going to be dealing with certain situations. That's what you signed up for. So kudos to them. But I'm actually giving more props. So I'm shouting out those people that didn't sign up for that shit. That lady that's working at the fucking register, excuse me, bagging my groceries.
It's got the Rona.
Bagging my groceries. I'm talking about the fucking guy at the liquor store that's letting me buy my beer. I'm talking about the people that work at the fucking gas stations, the truck drivers that are driving this shit around, the people that work in the plants that keep making the food and everything that we need. Those people didn't sign up for this type of shit. Those are the people that I want to give credit to. Those are the people that deserve shout outs. So those guys, shit, we got guys driving around keeping our fucking internet up right now. Like, thank God for them. Hey, what would people do without that? They'd fucking go crazy. If they're already shitting themselves and having panic attacks and anxiety because they can't get their ASMR porn and jerk off, and they'd be going nuts without their internet. So shout out to those guys. Like, so I want to give props to those people, as well as the doctors and all of them. But for me, if you didn't sign up for it and you're still out there in it, thank you. You guys are the best. You're awesome. Yeah. So, you got anything else?
I mean, I think that was the extent of my gripes with the Corona thing.
Well, I'm sure we'll have plenty more by next week. I mean, we could we could do a whole goddamn podcast on the government and how they've dealt with it, but let's leave that for other people. We don't want to take it there. We don't want to get that serious. So we'll end it with shout outs. I hope you have a shout out. You want to go first?
Yeah, my weekly shout out is for the guy that I saw driving down Route 1 with his windows all the way up, still wearing his mask. I don't know what you were trying to protect yourself from, but kudos to you, buddy. Shout out.
Kudos. Shout out to you. Way to keep the fucking the country safe. Way to keep that mask on, even with the windows up in your own car, with your own germs. Kudos. My shout out.
Flatten the curve.
Yeah. My shout out goes to the person who fills the jelly donuts, because if you overfill them, then they get gross and soggy. But if you underfill them, then it's all donut. But if you get it just right, you get a nice piece of jelly in every single bite. So shout out to you, donut jelly squirter, or whatever the fuck they call you. You rock. Thank you for your essential support and my livelihood and keeping me alive during this COVID pandemic. Shout out to you, jelly squirter person. All right? All right, that's it. That's all I got. let's kick it off, and hopefully we'll see you next week if people actually listen or whatever. Bye.
Fuck you, Carol Baskins.